The bustling market of Iyana Ipaja was always alive with chatter. The smell of roasted corn and the constant buzz of traders calling out their wares. Among the chaos, there was a peculiar figure that everyone knew, Douglas, but popularly called Dougydougy. With his erratic dancing and tendency to chase children who mocked him, it was both a source of amusement and annoyance. The children loved teasing him, and the traders often muttered, "Leave him, he is harmless." Dougydougy lived under a canal near the market. Though shunned for his mental instability, he knew all the secrets of Iyana Ipaja. He saw and heard everything that happened in the area. For weeks, things were quiet, things were normal, until Dougydougy began hearing strange voices at night. The murmurs of men discussing prices. 200k last. No, I will give you 180. At first, Dougydougy thought little of it, dismissing it as one of the many mysteries of the market. But the voices continued, night after night. Dougydougy was curious, and he wanted to know what these voices were all about. One night, Dougydougy decided to peek out of his hiding spot. What he saw froze him, and he was scared to death. 4 large men stood over a teenage girl. The men were laughing, smoking and drinking, while the girl, unnoticed, tried to untie herself. As Dougydougy watched, a black tinted car pulled over. A man covered in tattoos stepped out carrying a suitcase. The man opened, revealing wads of cash. Suddenly, the girl made a break for it. She crawled toward the back of the car and then sprinted into the darkness. The men shouted and began chasing her. The tattooed man, frustrated, grabbed his suitcase and drove off, muttering, "No deal, this is too messy." The girl ran towards Dougydougy Canal, her face pale with fear. She was limping but still running. Without hesitation, Dougydougy stretched out his hand and pulled her into his hiding spot. The men arrived moments later, shouting, "Where is the girl?" But Dougydougy remained silent. Frustrated, one of the men muttered, "Leave this madman," and they walked away, cursing under their breath. Inside the canal, the girl introduced herself as Tina. Though scared of Dougydougy's wild appearance, she saw kindness in his eyes. She explained that she had been kidnapped 3 days ago by men who posed as drivers of public transport. Dougydougy listened intently, offering her a dirty blanket and promising to protect her. At sunrise, Dougydougy approached some policemen patrolling the market to report what had happened. They brushed him off, laughing. "This madman is seeing things again." Frustrated, Dougydougy returned to the canal. After a while, Dougydougy fell asleep. Tina, thinking it was safe, ventured out. Unfortunately, the market children saw her and began shouting, "Dougydougy has kidnapped someone." The police arrived quickly. One recognized Tina from missing person reports, but assuming Dougydougy was the culprit, they handcuffed him without listening to his protests. Dougydougy kept repeating, "I was just helping her," but his words fell on deaf ears. Tina, excited to be saved, went with the police, and then she saw her parents. Weak and traumatized, she was rushed to the hospital, and afterwards her parents took her home. As Tina recovered, she recounted the entire story to her parents, explaining how Dougydougy had saved her. Overwhelmed with guilt, her parents sought legal help to free him. When they visited the police station with a lawyer, Tina noticed two officers who looked familiar. She whispered to her father, who reported it to the deputy police officer. The deputy promised an investigation, but weeks passed with no progress. Dougydougy, now released and undergoing mental health treatments, became trusted security man for Tina's family. Grateful and determined, Dougydougy suggested a plan to catch the kidnappers. He proposed returning to the market to monitor their nightly activities, knowing someday the men would eventually return. Tina's father, Mr. Mark, collaborated with his friends in the army and in the EFCC. For 5 consecutive nights, they stacked out the markets, but the men didn't show. On the 6th night, just as they were about to leave, a white bus arrived. 4 large men stepped out, dragging a young girl. Moments later, the black-tinted car pulled up. As the men prepared to exchange the girl for money, the soldiers, the army, and the EFCC team stormed in, guns drawn. The kidnappers, including the tattooed man, were arrested. To Tina's shock, among them were the same policemen she had seen at the station. Even more shocking, the leader of the gang was none other than the deputy police officer, disguised in sunglasses and a Rastafarian hat. The girl was rescued, and the gang members were charged with human trafficking. Dougydougy became a local hero, celebrated by the community. The market women who once mocked him organized a ceremony in his honor, awarding him the title Hero of Our Town. The community also sponsored his continued mental health treatment. Tina's family welcomed Dougydougy into their home, treating him as one of their own. Over time, they learned more about the man behind the struggles. Dougydougy revealed he was a graduate of accounting, but his life took a tragic turn 5 years ago. His wife ran off with her lover, who was also his best friend, taking all the money from their joint account and fleeing abroad. On the same day, he discovered that his 3 children were not biologically his. They were his best friends. The betrayal shattered him. His business collapsed, the bank seized his house, and he fell into severe depression, ultimately ending up on the street. Moved by his story, Tina's father, Mr. Mark, offered to support Dougydougy in starting any business he dreamed of. With this newfound support and a fresh start, Dougydougy turned his life around. During his treatments, he bonded with one of the nurses who cared for him, Shola, and they eventually fell in love and got married. Dougydougy's life became a testament to resilience and redemption, proving that with kindness and support, even the most broken lives can find healing and purpose.